Once our crew arrives to the customer's home, we want to greet the customer, giving them the expectation and the scope of the work. Next, you want to test the concrete to know which diamonds need to go on the grinder. For soft concrete, we use hard bond. For hard concrete, we use soft bond. Picking the right diamonds and the proper concrete testing will ensure longevity. So first things first, be sure to plug everything into the generators, attaching vacuums to grinders to prevent dust throughout the job. Starting off by hand grinding the edges of the perimeter thoroughly, while other members are using the big grinder to cover the rest of the concrete. After that, we touch up the apron of the garage using the angle grinder for a smooth finish. Then you want to thoroughly vacuum the entire area, removing dust and debris, switching the end of the hose to the vacuum wand. Once that's completed, we mix the epoxy crack filler. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, part A and part B, to create a peanut butter paste-like texture. We're going to use this to fill any cracks and divots, similar to if you were to spackle a wall before painting. Now after the surface is clean and ready for a base coat, our team puts on spike shoes and starts mixing the base coat. Our base coat is 2-to-1 ratio, starting with 2 part A and 1 part B, which you want to thoroughly mix for about 1 minute. Now, of course, if elected by the customer, before coating the floor, we coat the verticals first. Start by brushing verticals around, throwing flakes directly into it. Make a larger mix of the base coat and pour it throughout the floor at about 125 square feet per gallon total. Note, your typical 3-gallon kit base coat should fully do a 2-car garage. Now, once base coat is spread with a squeegee after, use an 18-inch roller to evenly roll it, creating a uniform look using an M&W technique, followed up by a back roll. After that, generously broadcast flake, throwing down 2 times more than what's actually needed, making sure to retain full coverage throughout the area. This is a good time to communicate with the customer, letting them know that it's curing and that you're going to be taking a lunch break. Now, once it's cured, usually between 1 to 2 hours, we come back and start by scraping up the excess flake using the same M&W motion. The idea is to knock off any sharp edges and retain excess flake for a uniform look. Go ahead and use a shovel to scoop up the excess flake for future use. Next up, we want to make sure we vacuum the entire area to ensure there's no excess flake lying around, including around the customer's house. Don't forget to use a 5-in-1 tool to clear out expansion joints for a sharper look. Now all you got to do is put everything away and prepare for the top coat. Start by mixing the polyaspartic top coat 1-to-1 ratio, spreading at 150 square foot per gallon. Note, if anti-skid is needed, add a tablespoon for every 2-gallon mix. Start by cutting in the edges using a 3-inch chip brush to finish edges that rollers can't reach. Pour out top coat in a ribbon motion, spreading with a squeegee, just like we did on the base coat. Once it's spread out, use the 18-inch roller in the M&W method, followed by a final step of the back roll. This will ensure there's no roller marks left over, as well as extra assurance that the surface is fully encapsulated, not missing a spot. Go and do the final look to make sure there's no debris on the concrete or around the house. Start packing up the trailer and strap down the equipment. At this point, you could bring out the customer to show them their concrete transformation. Thank them for their business and their time.